remember in the weeks leading up to coming back from my maternity leave feeling ill, as physically ill, and I was having tests at the doctors and all sorts of things, blood tests, and because I thought, why am I feeling like this every day, like a nausea, and a sort of kind of dread, and I had all the clear from the doctors, thank goodness, and there was nothing wrong that they could pinpoint, and I just came to the conclusion that it was anxiety. It was anxiety about going back to work, and it wasn't so much that I was worried about doing the job, as you say, and going back and doing the news reading side of it, and that side of it, but I was really worried about how I was going to do both. It was how I was going to be a mum and how I was going to continue my identity at work and as a career woman, which I loved, and I loved both equally. I loved both my identities equally, and my anxiety, I think, was how on earth, after a year of being able to dedicate myself to being a mum full time, lucky enough to have that year, how am I going to do both now? And that was what I was really worried about. I almost felt like the side of presenting, I knew so well. I've been doing it for so long that it was a sort of second skin. So I sort of kind of had, as I spoke about earlier, those rituals and things that supported me in terms of the habits that I had, which prepared me. So I wasn't so worried about that, but I was worried about how I could be on the air, in the studio, pre-recording promos, being live on the air at 6, knowing that was probably going to be the busiest time at home, and I wasn't going to be there. So it was, how do I fulfill my responsibilities well on both sides? And I think that's really what I was most anxious about.